Human hair bohos were all the rage, and rightfully so, given that synthetic bohos were not the easiest to maintain. However, despite giving off a much more natural appearance, human hair requires much more maintenance, in fact, daily maintenance, to maintain the look you had from install day. In this video, we're going to cover the best hair to purchase for this type of install, demo how to install it, and go over maintenance tips to help you decide if this is the right protective style for you. Welcome to our 100th episode of Braid School. Let's get started. First things first, the type of hair you choose will ultimately depend on your budget. Some service providers like myself have our own vendors we source hair from, but if you need to get your own hair, top tier in price will be behind the counter. This is where you will find the 100% human hair. You'll want to ask for bulk human hair for braiding. Now you can cut hair off of wefts, but keep in mind, weft hair is not full from root to tip, so you may end up with less hair than what you started with if you do choose to cut it. The next tier is the master mixes. These have been around for ages and originally designed for micro braids. They are a blend of human and synthetic hair, which makes the hair durable and it's heat safe. That means it's safe for dipping. The hair is full from root to tip, which helps reduce frizz, and since these braids are temporary, the tier makes the most sense at half the cost of what's behind the counter. So this makes it much more budget friendly. The last tier is actually new to the market. These have been designed just for the boho trend. However, I did pick up a few of these and tested them out just for you guys. Unfortunately, the curls did drop when I dipped them, so they're not exactly heat safe, and when I tried to brush through them, I noticed that the texture is a bit more on the coarser side, so I imagine this might tangle a little bit more faster. However, in the price range and the scale that it comes in a range of color options, so this might work for your budget as well. Jumping into the install, our model today is baby girl Brianna, and she's not such a baby anymore. She's a big old high schooler now, and she specifically requested this boho look, and we're doing this at the house today because this was actually the day Texas shut down for another freeze, so pray for us, y'all. Her hair has actually been on quite the journey for the last 18 months because at the beginning of her 8th grade year, she got a silk press and decided she wanted to try and maintain it herself. And you know, because she got her degree and she know everything, needless to say, she fried the mess out of it, and we have been cutting off irreversible heat damage ever since. So today we reached a length that she's comfortable with, and we're basically doing another big chop and clipping off the rest of that damaged hair. I'm also trying out this new blow dryer. It works really well on 4C hair, and I like that it comes with these smaller attachments so I can really get her roots blown out well. To prep the hair, I have one pack of 32-inch expressions hair. Yes, one pack is enough because adding in the boho hair will increase the density of each braid. The hair we decided to use was the master mix because for her age, I feel like it's easier for her to maintain, and we also know that she might only wear this for no longer than a month. Hair like this sometimes comes on a loose weft, so separating it, you want to gently pull it from the weft. The straight piece at the end is where you will insert the hair into the braid. For about a quarter of the pack, I cut the straight piece off to create half pieces, and I'll show you why I did that in just a little bit. To braid the hair in, we're starting with a few small pieces of the braiding hair to start off a knotless braid. Once I've locked in a couple of rotations, I can begin adding the boho pieces. I like to feed in the boho pieces, then rotate 2 or 3 times before I clip the hair out of the way. This helps with security of the curl. While she's in this style, if her hair comes into contact with warmer temperatures or moisture, the braids can loosen up over time, especially when it's fighting against her natural texture. So locking in the curl will prevent it from slipping out if this occurs. The first two pieces I put in were the full pieces, but as I got closer to the end of the braid, I started grabbing those half pieces. With the half pieces, you'll want to braid in once or twice, and then you're going to release both ends of it. This is a great way to get more fullness throughout the braid without having to use more hair. And bonus tip, for shorter bobs, if you can find the 22-inch hair or longer, you can cut all of it in half and pull both ends out for an even more fuller look. To seal the ends, you can knot it. However, I want her to be able to finger comb this with ease, so I'm sealing them with my pencil flat iron. This method only works when you are tree braiding with synthetic braiding hair. The direct heat melts the hair and you can mold it together. The temp has to be 450 degrees or higher for this to work. If you don't have a flat iron, you can use a lighter, but the likelihood of you burning yourself is much higher. I left about 3 or 4 inches at the end because we will be curling these ends later. Now this part is optional, but to get more fullness at the top, instead of adding in the braiding hair to start the knotless braid, I'm going to start with a boho piece at the top and then begin my knotless braid. And here's just a closer look at how I do that. To curl the ends, you can use whatever rods you like. I like to use flexi rods because it gets a similar spiral curl to the boho pieces. And I like to curl it as tight as possible because over time the curls will relax and drop. Now back when this style was really popular in the summertime, I would dip all of the hair all at once. However, I have noticed over time that it is more feasible in the client situation and especially in these colder temperatures to decrease the drying time down as much as possible. So I've been removing the curls up and out of the way to curl the ends so that our dry time would be a lot faster and we're not running around in this cold weather with wet hair. It's also important to note that human hair absorbs water, so it does take longer for it to dry as opposed to synthetic hair. Now, while we set these curls, let's talk about tips for maintaining this style. First things first, I tell all my clients this: the less product, the better. This is human hair we are working with, so you need to treat it like human hair. The more products you put into it, the more it's going to absorb those products and it's going to weigh it down and it's going to become sticky and it's going to become a mess. So the less products you put in it, the better. And that includes mousses as well. So moussing it every day is not going to fix the rat's nest that's in the back of your head because you didn't finger comb it before you went to sleep. For a nighttime routine, what you want to do is wear it up in a pineapple or loose braids. Make sure that you tie it down and wear your bonnet. In the morning, what you'll want to do is spritz it lightly with just plain water and finger comb it. The only time you want to drench your hair in water is if you have to wash it. And even so, you want to make sure that you are carefully detangling it and letting it air dry with minimal product. If you want to use a leave-in, make sure you use a spray leave-in and no heavy conditioners. The tighter the curl pattern you choose, the more maintenance this is going to be. If you're planning to wear a similar look to this and you're going on a vacation and you plan on being in a lot of water activities, and you probably want to go with the half method. So the shorter these strands are coming off of your tree braid, the less likely it is going to tangle. The more length you have on that strand, it's going to tangle up with the rest of the strands. If you follow these steps, you should be able to get the full wear out of this style for 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't offer touch-ups for this style because I really don't feel like it looks good, especially if the person is not taking good care of the hair. So then you have good healthy hair in the front and a rat's nest in the back. It doesn't look good. So I would strongly advise just getting it redone completely. Everyone wants to know, can you save the hair for use again? Yes, you can. However, it is a very, very, very tedious task. That's why I say make sure you check into what your budget range is, because when you get ready to do that takedown, be ready for a lot of detangling and a lot of separating. So yeah, that completes the video. As always, if you found this helpful, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and you tell a friend. The method I showed you today is actually very beginner friendly. There are more steps and more levels to this, so if you want to see the upcoming videos where I show you how to seal the ends with the curls on the ends, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. 2023, we did have to take a long break, but we are back in full force for 2024. Thank you so much to everyone who has stuck by us and who continues to support this channel. We have great things planned for the next 100 episodes of Braid School. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.